Do you like sports? Do you like sports? Do you like sports?
Action speaks louder than words. I said action, baby. Action.
Welcome. This is the Let's Talk About It podcast brought to you by Sports Talk Chi-Town. And I'm your host, Dime. I'm going to be giving you my 10 cents on, Chicago sports and what's going on in the city. This is very special episode one, the Let's Talk About It podcast. This is our introduction into the world. And it's something I take a lot of pride in, and I'm not going to too long horn for too much longer, but just a special day. And I'm excited to present this to the world, and we're going to see where this goes. I might mess around one day and sell this as an NFT. This is episode one of the Let's Talk About It podcast. And again, this is brought to you by Sports Talk Chi-Town. And you can follow us. We're on Facebook under Sports Talk Chi-Town. And you can also follow us under Instagram under Sports Talk Chi-Town. SportsTalkChiTown. Well, get right into it. And I just want the world to understand what we're trying to do with this platform that we're creating as a true creator. The purpose behind it. What are we trying to do? And the thing is, me personally, I've been a Chicago fan my whole life. So I'm biased a little bit, but I watch the news, I see these guys and we talk about Chicago sports. I don't know if they really know what they're talking about, to be honest. If you say a couple accurate things, yeah. But it's not always what it actually is. Like when you're watching it and you actually watch it and you're invested into this and it actually matters to you, like you're paying attention to everything, you're reading everything, you're looking everywhere just to get some type of information on what's going on. So I'm not going to get into specifics or anything, but people don't say the whole truth. And this is what we're going to do here on this platform. We finna talking about all the sports from the Bears to the Bulls to the Cubs to the White Sox. We finna really talk about it. I do want to do hockey, man, because, the Blackhawks were doing their thing. I don't know too much about hockey. I'm not even gonna lie. So maybe one day when this shit grows, I get somebody on here that talks about the Blackhawks and give y'all your updates and your recent news on on the Blackhawks. Maybe one day, but until then, we talking about Bears, Bulls, White Sox, Cubs. You already know. Yes, I'm gonna be acting a fool on this pod. This is my shit on everything I love, on everything I love. But we gonna be talking facts though. But again though, going back to the purpose. What are we doing this for? And obviously, one day I would love for this to be big enough so I can give back. I'll give back and make change because life is much more than just going through the motions. You got to serve a purpose, and I'm going to take a lot of pride in it. And I want to make this something that is very respected. Okay. This platform, we're going to be just giving my takes. These are my takes on the sports and what's going on in this city. Again, like this is when I watch these games and the things that I see through my eyes. We're going to do a thing. It's going to be called the eye test. And I'm going to challenge you guys to watch these games and see what I see. Because if you see what I see, then you hear on all these other, talk shows and all this other stuff, like these people don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes they do, but again, 75% of the time they don't know what they're talking about. They're saying some other shit. Or they say they're in Chicago, but then they just always go against and bash Chicago. Like, yeah, obviously we want to win championships, duh. But it's just not like that. Like, we've had bullshit GMs. We've been in positions that weren't the best suitable for us. People made a lot of bad decisions. So, yeah, with this platform, we're going to be talking about my interpretations of how I would look at it. But again, we're trying to give back down the road and be a big platform for the Chicago sports vibe and energy for sure. And this is for the city. The city deserves this. And I would love for this to be the platform for the people so we can get it across. This is for us, for Chicago. And people are going to have to put some respect on our name. For sure, for sure. So that's what I feel like this is what this is going to be about. And again, like I said, we're talking about all the sports that I know, that I watch: football, basketball, baseball. I know there's a lot of sports, and again, I would love to grow this in time. This is just episode 1, so stick with it and then enjoy the growth, because I promise you, you're going to see us growing, and you're going to see us keep taking another step and another step. We're going to see how far we can take this, to be honest. So if y'all stick with it, I promise you guys are going to enjoy it. But moving forward and segueing to our minds, Chicago Bears, the Bears, is a crazy time right now. It's a crazy time right now to be a Bears fan. 2021. As a Bears fan, you're pretty excited. But before we go forward and before we do all that, we're going to take this back. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I was born in 89. So when I first started watching the Bears, it was like Eric Kramer, Cade McNown, Shane Matthews, Chad Hutchinson, Henry Burris, Cordell Stewart after the Steeler years, Jim Miller, Jay Cutler, Kyle Orton, and it sucked. It sucked because every time we always had a defense, our defense and special teams were always stellar, like doing some other shit. Mike Brown tipping back-to-back pick sixes to win the game type shit, or what else? Our defense doing something, Devin Hester. We could go back. Like, we always had that. And the one thing that we've always missed, or like that's when you look back, is a quarterback. We've never had one, and it's written in all the news. We already know Sid Luckman, all that. We've never had a quarterback. So it's pretty crazy. We never had a quarterback. We had Jay Cutler came in, and Jay Cutler was doing his thing. He was the winner. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, he gave up on the team. Oh, when his leg gave out in the NFC Championship against the Green Bay Packers. Of course, you want to stay in there and pull it out, but he fucked this shit up, and he's his own man. He don't get tell him how to tolerate his own pain, but I hadn't seen Jay Cutler run over fucking DBs and do some other shit, and he shows his toughness. So big shout out Jay Cutler. And again, it's surreal. It's surreal, and it gets very exciting because we do got a quarterback. And we finally got one. And it's so crazy because that's all you could go straight to right now in 2021. And you fast forward and we got him, Justin Fields, the man. And you go back to last year and you think about the last couple years with Mitch Trubisky, and you're going to go in and automatically think, oh, the Bears messed it up with didn't get Patrick Mahomes and we didn't draft Deshaun Watson. And I'll be the first one to tell you. I remember I was on my Snapchat, shout out Snapchat, and I was going crazy. I was thinking we're getting Deshaun Watson. I tell my cousins that are Packers fans and just do, like fan out. And I'm recording it, and halfway through my snap, this shit says the Bears select Mitchell Trubisky. And I just stopped recording and deleted it and threw it in the trash can and was fucking pissed off for the rest of the night. I was pissed, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty fucking pissed. But that was bullshit. When you go back and you think about it, like, we fucked it up. But then you think about it again. And Pace, the GM for the Chicago Bears, Ryan Pace, he's been going through for the last couple of years dealing with that shit because he didn't draft Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. So, crazy thing is, though, when you think about it, did he learn from it? When you think back, right? Check this out, because I was thinking about this stuff the other day, okay? That year, the Bears picked, like, third, I believe, right? Bears picked third and traded up, right? They traded up to go second. He did that. And then, what was the ridicule? The ridicule is, why would you give up for that? Why would you give up? And don't get me wrong, Ryan Pace, he's a good drafter. I don't care what nobody says. He fucks up with the quarterback. He did that one time with the quarterback. He learned from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. He traded up, got Mitch. What happened? Mahomes went like 10th or 11th. 10th, I think, or 10th or 11th to KC. And then I believe the Texans traded up to 12 to get Deshaun Watson. Some shit like that, right? That's how that went. Now you go back to this year, right? This year, you got Trevor Lawrence goes, boom. The Jets go and get Zach Wilson, boom. The Bears didn't jump. They couldn't. They're drafting 20th, right? And again, Nagy was on the Kansas City roster when he did that trade up. So again, when you go back, you listen to Ryan Pace and you hear them talk about these collaborations they're having real conversations, man. You gotta open your eyes and see these things. So then the Bears finally wait and see that he's falling and they trade up to 11 to go get this man. On the 49ers, I don't know, man. The Bears getting a lot of slack. 49ers done the same thing now. Now they got Trey Lance. Me personally, Justin Fields, 6'3", 230, runs what? 4.39, 4.4. Strong guy. You Ohio State D1, played on the biggest stage. I wanted Trey Lance. Okay. Trey Lance was a winner. I respect him. No knock on him at all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a franchise quarterback. I was watching, I think, like Bucky Brooks and Daniel Jeremiah, and he said something, he showed a stat, and it was like, most touchdowns scored in the NCAA, right? NCAA, like the past 2 or 3 years, 2 years, I think. And Justin Fields had the most touchdowns scored, right? Justin Fields. So I say all that to come back, right? Because we're talking about the Bears. We're talking about, what we've gone through. Because again, I was born in '89, and this is my life. We've been watching. This is my life that we've been watching this. So we got this guy who leads the NCAA in touchdowns, right? He got the arm. He's shown it. And again, just a quick comparison to know how this is completely different, right? Because again, we got to keep it in perspective. The Bears in the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years with mediocre play at the quarterback position. So when you say Mitchell Trubisky and Justin Fields, what was Mitchell Trubisky's questions? Oh, he didn't start much. He only had like 13 starts. And he didn't play nobody. He's playing at University of North Carolina. Like, bro, this ain't Chapel Hill basketball, bro. You're talking about football. No disrespect, But then you go look at Justin Fields and it's like, okay, my man started like 50 plus games and been on the biggest stages and performed in front of biggest crowds. He's built, he said, he's built for this. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's a touchdown scorer. What has been the Bears' biggest knock for just this past decade? We don't put up points. We're not fun to watch. It's just fucking 3 and out. Like, come on. Let's put up a drive together. Let's put up points together. Let's go do this. And then when you think, and the messed up part is like, you think about the past couple years, if we score 21, 24 points, we're easily like 11-5, 12-14 every year if we do that. So again, going back to Mitchell Trubisky, Justin Fields thing, it's apples and oranges, 2 completely different things. And it's just a matter of time till he comes and it's his team, it's his city, it's the Justin Fields show. I mean, there's talk right now about, are the Bears going to move to Arlington Heights, the suburbs? And you think about it, man. You really think about it, and you think about this new Chicago Bears. Yeah, Soldier Field is monumental. Soldier Field is historical. No doubt about it. Check it out. 6'3", 230, 4'4", 4.39. Bro, get this man into a dome, bro. Get this man into some futuristic. We're in 2021. The Bears got his quarterback. And to be honest, I'm biased because I see downtown in Soldier Field, man, you got to walk like 3 miles just to get into that. I know it's beautiful, and like I said, it's historical, but I'm open to the idea. Let's put it like that. If you don't go and you stay at Soldier Field, I'm not tripping about it either, because again, it's a staple, but I wouldn't mind a dome, And going into this year with the Chicago Bears, speaking of Justin Fields, what are the storylines? What are the things that people want to know? What are my storylines? What do I want to talk about? The competition. There's going to be a whole bunch of battles, from offensive line, outside linebackers, wide receivers, DBs, and especially the quarterback position. But I wouldn't be the first one to say, would I start Justin Fields from the jump? Maybe, probably I'll be on that bullshit like, yeah, here you go. This is your world now. This is your squad. Go crazy. Learn this. Take your time. Figure it out. But when you think about it and you hear, Nagy's talking about and Don's going to be our quarterback, it's cool. There's no need to rush it. Why would you rush it? It's inevitable. So take your time. Figure out the playbook. Get comfortable with the new additions we got. Let Andy do his thing until he's ready. And let's find our identity on the offense. Like, figure out what are we going to do? Because when you go back and you think about the Chicago Bears in 2018, right? When we went to the playoffs, fucking double doink and all that bullshit. That first game against Green Bay, Trubisky was going crazy. I don't care what nobody was saying. Yeah, Packers came back and they did that. But when you look at that first half, and that was Nagy's coming out party. This is week one. Let's go. Be you. It looked great. So I don't know if it's like conceptual. I'm not too sure how his offense is, what he bases it around, but it looked lethal. It looked like we could score enough points to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately, we're going against Aaron Rodgers. Went crazy. My knee. And we already know how that played out. Hell of a comeback. It was a great game. Khalil Mack showed out. That's my dog. Big 5'2", 50 dude. Shout out my mans. The offense looked great. So now with Andy Dalton, pure definition of a vet, been in the league forever. Let's say forever, like 9, 10 years. Like he's a decade in. So he knows the game, knows how to come to the game and his approach. So, and that's the thing too, when you think about it, like Andy Dalton is probably like the first, by comparison to Andy Dalton is probably like Kyle Orton. So hopefully he could do what Kyle Orton did. But that's the thing, like it's 2021. We don't want to do it. We want like points, man. But we're going to have to take our time because, again, we don't want to rush Justin Fields. We don't want him to. It's his world when he gets it. It's only a matter of time. So the quarterback battle is going to be definitely a storyline. Offensive line, we got to figure out who the fuck our tackles are going to be. We drafted Tevin Jenkins. He looks like the stud, and I'm excited. You hear him talk, and he wants to just impede his will, and just he wants you to feel him the whole game. I like that, and I hope him and Justin Fields can really build a bond and get a whole vibe because he looks like he's ready to go. I heard the little snippet the Bears put out when he was like, I was ready to go to work for you. You know, I love that. He's just going to work, do your job, Tevin. Very excited to see you because that's another thing. Our tackle's been like shit past couple of years, man. I ain't gonna lie. Charles Leno, he was a Pro Bowler that one year. Give him that. And this is my thing because it takes a lot for them to be able to do what they do, right? Like it takes technique and they're professional. So I'm not trying to say that they're not professional. Let's clear that up right now. But bro, you cannot get holding calls. Crucial moments of the game are false starts, bro. You know that. You watch the film and you keep seeing yourself false starting, fucking shit up, fucking drives up, left and right. Charles Leno, gotta go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've done a lot of good things, done went to schools. I appreciate that. But just as a fan looking at it like that, bro, we need to upgrade. Tevin Jenkins is a mauler. Boom. Bobby Massey, you did your job. We need to upgrade, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to upgrade. So I'm eager to see how that's going to go and what Juan Castillo does there because it's about time. I've always been talking about, I've always preached about the O-line has been our issue as well. Like when you talk about what has the Bears missed or what has been the weakest link, I would say the O-line and the quarterback position. And it's 2021 and we're finally addressing it now. So, again, we'll see what Juan Castillo does. I trust him. I like him a lot, to be honest. And it's going to be fun to see. and then that's the thing, too, about it being episode 1. Like, we're just talking about it. It's July 12th. I believe I'm recording this. So by the end of the month, we're going to have training camp and all that. So our next pod, we're going to have more answers about the things that are going on. As far as the DBs go, as we all know, Kyle Fuller, our all-pro, was released due to cap restrictions and all that. I like Kyle Fuller a lot. And it's crazy when you think about it because every time you hear people talk about Kyle Fuller, you always say that he's watching film. This was like when Fangio, 2018, I believe, you always hear him talk about he's watching film on everything. So I hope with him moving on to Denver with Fangio, which I do think that's a nice pickup. I hope Jalen Johnson picked up on that. He is our number one now, and he showed a lot of bright spots. There was times he got beat though, and nobody's perfect. And again, this ain't me trying to show nobody up or anything. I would just like for Jalen Johnson to take that next step, and hopefully he can stay healthy. First and foremost, stay healthy because we're going to need you, bro. All 17 weeks, man, we need you. Stay healthy and also take that next step and become Pro Bowl because we need that lockdown. Other than Jalen Johnson, I've been hearing a lot of good things about Kendall Vildor. He stepped up. I think it was Georgia Southern where he came from, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also got Duke Shelley, Desmond Trufant, Artie Burns. Who else we got? I'm sure we got a couple guys, but those are going to be the ones that are competing for the starting job. I would like for us to see if we could add another another vet at the DB position. And like I said, that's the storyline. That's a real good storyline moving forward into the Bears and who's going to be there. And then you also got the outside linebackers, like I said. You got Khalil Mack, you got Robert Quinn, but after that, what's going to happen? Unfortunately, Khalil Mack's been injured, so he has had his all NFL, all team defense, crazy 15 sacks. I do feel like that will happen this year. You mark my words. That will happen this year. He will have 15 sacks, at least. It's going down. I'm trying to tell you guys, like, we're talking about this 2021. This is the platform where we're going to put everybody on notice. You're not going to hear this from all the mother. You're hearing it here. You know, you're hearing it here. So going back, you got Khalil Mack. I do think they can't do it by himself, man. Robert Quinn, Puerto Rican Bobby, love it. My Puerto Rican brother. My concern, my worry with him is, do you need to have your hand in the ground or can you run your feet? You know what I'm saying? Just put your feet down. Like, you don't need your hand in the ground. Like, cause there's been stories and speculation like, oh, he feels more comfortable with his hand in the dirt. And my thing is too, like, with the defense that we're going to have, you know, moving on from Chuck Pagano, and we're going to get into that too in a little bit, but Sean Desai, Sean Desai comes from the Vic Fangio tutelage. He was right next to Vic Fangio. So I expect Sean Desai to use and go to the strengths that help out Robert Quinn. Fuck it. Throw him on the edge and put his hand in the ground. I don't give a fuck. Let him go do his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just scheme it up, bro. Figure it out. What to do. There's a reason why you're in that position. So Robert Quinn could be very effective. And guess what? Eddie Goldman's coming back. Say what you want. I don't want to hear no more about, oh, Eddie Goldman might retire. If he retires, that sucks. I don't think he's retiring, though. That's me. I don't think he's retiring. Going back to the outside linebackers, you got Sam Adacho. I believe his name is Adacho. And Travis Gibson. And then who else? James Waters. He's, you know what I mean? Like, so I hope we could get a contribution. And we also got Christian Jones back, which I do like too. But I would like Christian Jones hopefully to be, he can play both though. He's versatile, man. I really like Christian Jones. So yeah, going into the training camp, what else we got? The wide receivers. Robinson, he's our one. That's obvious. I don't know if Darnell Mooney's two, man. But I think he's a slot wide receiver. I think he can play that. But then I guess you can't say that because Tyler Lockett is like something like that, you know? I compare him to Tyler Lockett. I think they could be the same type player, like same type with how they route run. But I think Darnell Mooney is just more of a special. I don't know. That's my comparison to Darnell Mooney is Tyler Lockett. So you got what? Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett. I mean, you got Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller, and this is. I'm guessing we're gonna see what's going on with Anthony Miller because. We drafted Anthony Miller. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Anthony Miller could be like Odell Beckham. I'm not gonna lie to you. You watch his highlights at Memphis, he was going crazy. I thought we had like a little Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. My man gets mad, and I get it, but you gotta see how doing that to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to get in your head. I get it. We all been there before when people antagonize you. You ain't playing that. But guess what? We need you on the field, bro. We need you on the field, man. Well, you are a game changer, bro. Like, just imagine if that hits Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller, and then who else we got? Like, Riley Ridley. I'm eager to see Riley Ridley play with Justin Fields because they both played together at Georgia. So, I don't know. And that's when you incorporate Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet and tight ends as wide receivers. I don't know. But those are my storylines. Those are the position battles that I'm looking forward to watching as far as that. So, and again, the energy around the team has been incredible. The energy in the city has been incredible. And I'm very, very, very eager to see how the Chicago Bears, how this develops, man. And I know Nagy is going to be preaching at BU, and it's going to be beautiful thing to watch. So we're definitely going to stay tuned and see what's going to happen with the Chicago Bears moving forward. Moving on, just to quickly touch on the Chicago Bulls. They got a new team, new energy around them too. So starting with first things first, again, I was born in 89. So obviously the 90s was legendary for the Chicago Bulls. We had MJ, that black cat, you know, that bad man. It was a beautiful thing in the city every year. I lived in the hood. So they'll be letting them things ring off. No big deal. Guess what? We just won a championship. You're going crazy. It doesn't matter. But again, we are Bulls fans, so we've seen the good. And guess what? We've seen the fucking bad. The post-Jordan days, where you have Ron Mercer and Eddie Robinson, and we had the bright spots of those days. We had young Jamal Crawford. We had Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. We had Tyson Chandler straight out of high school. Fucking, that's when we had Eddie Curry who was supposed to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Marcus Pfizer and shit. Well, we did have Jalen Rose. Shout out Jay Rose. Jay Rose is out here. He rebranded himself, doing incredible things for his community. When Jay Rose was fucking our leading scorer, balling, straight balling on everybody. I was like 25 or something. So, and I even had Jalen Rose jersey. So again, shout out Jay Rose. Then what? We had Ben Wallace. Wait, no, I take that back. And then I think we had Ben Wallace. And then we transitioned to the D Rose thing. And we had D Rose. D Rose came in and that was amazing for the city. That was great energy. And then again, we had the post D Rose when unfortunately the injuries happened and fucked our chances all up. And it just wasn't our time. And it's crazy how things happen. And Derrick Rose has bounced back and had one hell of a year in New York. I know I was watching, I was rooting for him. And now, during that whole thing, we had Garpax, right? During that whole thing, they got lucky and they drafted D Rose. D Rose went crazy. Other than that, they didn't do shit for us, but put us in the hole and make dumbass decisions. Go get Tim Floyd. Let's go get, they had Jim Boylan, like Jim Boylan as our coach and was thirsty about that. They had Fred Hoiberg as our coach and was happy about that. Like, come on, bro. Saw Vinny Del Negro yesterday golfing. That was a good hire because that was the pre-D Rose days. I don't know what they were doing. When I think back, it low-key gets me upset. I'm going to move forward and stop thinking about that. They're gone. Garpax are gone. Get them the fuck out of here. We now to have trust in AK, aka Arturas Karnisovas, previously the general manager of the Denver Nuggets. And when you look at the Denver Nuggets, who are built, and when you look at them right now, yeah, they didn't win. They're not in the finals right now, but they're built to try to make a run at the championship. Like you look at that roster through and through with everybody healthy, that roster is ready for a championship. For real. And we built that team. It wasn't like it was trade acquisitions or anything like that. It was simply drafting and building the team and player development. And that's what we got now. We went from Garpax to now Arturas Karnisovas, who also isn't coming by himself. He's coming with Eversley. He's coming with a team to make this team better. And you think and you look at the team that he's building and what they're talking about right now. I've seen an article. Somebody said they're talking about negotiations with Zach LaVine. Okay, we're finna lock him up. It's gonna be his team. Who are we gonna build with him? Pat Williams, the guy that the first ever draft pick for the Karnisovas era is Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, aka the Paul. He's gonna be a problem. My man right now, he's playing with the USA team with Zach LaVine. I don't know if he's actually getting tick but he's on the roster for sure. So regardless, my man's 19, 20 years old, 19 years old. He's the youngest guy on the roster. He's definitely going to get great tutelage from Pop. He's going to get great coaching for sure. And that's only going to make him better as a player. So we got those two pillars, right? The Karnisovas era, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams. What does Karnisovas do in his first year as general manager? He sold, I believe, he makes a splash and trades for Nikolai Vucevic, aka Vucci Mate. Vucci Mate, Nikolai Vucevic, an all-star on the East. And unfortunately, this past year, they weren't able to practice with those COVID restrictions and all that. We weren't able to get that practice in and get that time in with each other, so it didn't mix well. But I do think moving forward, and also what Karnisovas doesn't get credit enough for, who is his first coaching hire? Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is an established coach. Incredible, I believe, Hall of Fame coach in the college ranks. And as a college coach coming to the pros, he's held his own. He had great players, absolutely. But guess what, and we go back to collaboration that the Bears are having. Arturas Karnisovas and Billy Donovan are going to have a collaboration this whole process. This is Theo Epstein and Joe Manning. That's what they're doing. They're going to figure this shit out together. And that's a very exciting thing as a Bulls fan. You could have trust in these. These guys are established. So when you're like, oh, what is Karnisovas going to do? Okay. He gets Billy Donovan. Okay. Who's he going to draft at 4? He got the 4th pick overall. Who the fuck is this guy Patrick Williams? Funny quick side note, my girl, when the draft happens, I'm on my way home from work and I had to work late that day, so I missed the draft, obviously the pick and forth. So I went to go get Portillo's on the way home, and I'm telling my girl, keep me updated. Let me know who they draft. Let me know who they draft. So I'm driving. I can't be driving in Chicago. I can't be on my phone. Like, I'm trying to make it home to watch the draft. So then she tells me Patrick Williams. She has no idea who he is. And she asked me, and it's funny, she asked me, is he good? And my reaction and my answer was, we're going to find out. We're going to find out about Patrick Williams. We're going to watch him. He's a fourth pick overall, fucking 6'8", 6'9", fucking 3, 4. And like I'm saying, we're going to watch. And then when you watch and you see his potential, there's no ceiling right now. I call him baby Kawhi. I call him baby Kawhi. He's the Paul, bro. Like, he got the body type of like Kawhi Leonard, man. This past year, he was going up against Zion Williamson, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James. He's getting that practice. He's getting that exposure to what you need. And he got the will to be great. It's only exciting moving forward to see what's the next move. When you got free agency coming after these finals. And me personally, I'm going after Lonzo Ball, ZO2, BBB. Come down to the city, man. Come down. We let LeVar Ball be in the UC. But that's a side note. And again, we'll get to that when we get closer to free agency. But I just want to put that out there, let that manifest in the world. You watch that man's IG. He's rocking black and red. He's linking up with Zach LaVine. Yo, Rich Paul, Clutch Sports, make it happen, man. He wants it. He wants to come in. We want him. And I heard speculation at the trade deadline. We were going to try to get him, but we spent our first round picks to get Vucevic. So we weren't able to get Lonzo. So hopefully we can offer him something decent and the Pelicans don't match it. But we're going to get back to that a little later on when we're closer to free agency and all that. And just to make that transition, we're now going to talk about Chicago. You have a first place baseball team. You're Chicago White Sox, baby. The rebuild is real. It's been a couple of years since we won our World Series in, I believe, 05, 06, around then. And it's amazing to watch because you watch all the injuries that we've got this year, right? From Nick Madrigal, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez. And it puts you in complete awe. Like, how are they keeping it going? Like, the resilience of keeping it going and still finding ways of winning this game. Shout out MVP Jose Abreu, being a true leader and doing what he got to do to contribute and win games, Carlos Rodon having one hell of a year. Lance Lynn pitching his butt off. And, we got Liam Hendricks, probably the best closer in the game right now. Am I biased? Call it what you want. He's an all-star, My question is this. Are we going to make moves at the trade deadline? What are we going to do? What should we do? I'm not too sure, I know Eloy's back. I saw he just hit a home run in the minors. And we just released Adam Eaton today, so I don't know. I like what I see. We're 8 games up in the AL Central. That's a beautiful thing. Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing about our friends out north, but we're going to get to that in a second. Can we go all the way? Can this team, the way we're built right now with Tony La Russa, 76 years old, can we go all the way? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. I want us to win, but it's scary, man. Because when I see us go against these top teams and with these injuries, I just hope that we could get some of these guys back. Andrew Vaughn been looking incredible. Yermy Mercedes started off super hot, fizzled out. Hopefully he could get it back together. Yo Moncada, he's been decent, but we need more from you, Yo-Yo. We need more from you. TA, All-Star, deserves it. Hats off. Salute. The White Sox are lighting the city up. I'm super happy to be a White Sox fan. And I'm very intrigued, very, very intrigued to see where this goes and see if we could go all the way. And unfortunately, earlier in the season, 2 weeks ago, I presented the question yo, it'll be dope to have a fucking World Series in the city. But fucking, making the switch to these fucking Cubbies, man. What the fuck happened to these guys? These guys were literally a half a game back from the Brewers. And we're beating top 5 teams, bro. We're beating the Dodgers. We're beating the Padres handedly. We're winning games that people thought we weren't going to win. And then 2 weeks later, exactly, we're 8 games back. and we're like third place in the NL Central. Like, how does this happen? Whose team is it? Whose team is it? You know, like, who wants to say, yo, this is my team? It's crazy. Like, no one wants to take the bull by the horns and say, this is my shit. And y'all gonna fall behind me and we're gonna go all the way. Chris Bryant, All-Star year. I'm kind of mad at Chris Bryant because my man comes onto the scene. NL Rookie of the Year, MVP. You got the clout, bro. You got it. You're the man. And then he won the championship in 2016. And my man goes disappearing at, like, bro, like injuries. I know injuries happen, but it's like, bro, where have you been? And now all of a sudden through the arbitration and now it's a prove a year because he's about to be afraid. This motherfucker's out here balling again. Like, I'm fucking happy, bro. I was just at the game where this dude just comes off the bench, pinch hits, hits 3 RBIs, and goes back down like this shit ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the MVP we were talking about. KB, come on. Let's go. I don't know. But so now we lost fucking 12 straight? Well, we're on the losing streak. And now Jed Hoyer came out and said that we're going to be sellers. So by the end of the month, we're gonna see whose team it is. Pretty much, we're gonna see whose team it is, and or being the optimist that I am, can we bounce back in the second half? I don't know. What else? Who should we trade? Who should we trade? We're gonna be sellers. Who should we give up? Chris Bryant, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, Javi, Contreras, Kimbrel. You said they're gonna blow the shit up, and crazy. I just presented this question on Bleacher Report. Shout out Bleacher Report. You can find me on Bleacher Report too in Sports Talk Chi-Town. I presented the question, would you do it? And don't, as Cub fans, you guys listen to this pod, don't beat me up. Would you do this? Like, would you blow up your core to fuck around and try to get somebody like Trout? Like Trout. Why not? You're going to blow the shit up anyways. You got a clear cap, whatever. Guess what? KB, you don't want to be here? You could go. I'll do KB, Chris Bryant, Rizzo, do the Brizzo, Ian Happ, and Craig Kimbrel, and fuck around, try to go get Mike Trout. You bring Mike Trout and build a team with him, Javi, and Contreras, and see where that goes, get some pitching and make the proper adjustments and see where this team could go. Like, what can we do to get better at this point, Like, is Ross the guy? Is Rossi the guy? Is he the guy? Is he the future coach of this, Like, do you think of all the great coaches that coached, again, in my time, you think back to Dusty Baker, Lou Pinillas, Joe Madden. Those are some good coaches, And then you got Rossi, and I like the guy. He was part of that championship too. But coaching is a whole different thing. It's a whole nother game. And we will have to see, and that's to be determined. I do closing out on this first epic pod that we're recording today. I do want to say, whoever does listen to this, thank you. I appreciate you. And if you want to ask any question, you can reach out. You can visit our Sports Talk Chi-Town website at sportstalkchitown.com, or you can send me an email at sportstalkchitown@gmail.com and ask me any questions. Or if you guys have any opinions on Chicago sports or anything that I say on my takes, and you want to debate it, more than welcome. I'm eager to see it, pretty much. With that said, you guys have a great day. Until next time, you guys be safe and be smooth.